why isn't this working? Lou is here. He's scaring the villagers. And no golems are spawning. Now I know there's some glitches with this. Or I don't know if it's a purposeful game mechanic, but if you cut the line of sight with the villagers and then reopen it up. Hey, relax, Lou. I'm trying to get some iron here. Then it should start spawning golems. And I have no idea why we're not spawning any golems. Did I ever mention that I absolutely hate iron farms? Thank you for your contribution, kind sir. Give me XP, please. Hey guys, and welcome back to the next episode of my survival Let's Play series. Last episode, we built up this really nice little cottage here, the farmer who would tend to this crop, and we also built up the interior for this church, which I think is looking mighty fine, if I do say so myself. But in this episode, are we going to build another church or a church interior? No, we're not. What I want to do now in this episode is actually bring our attention over to the village here. I'm slowly expanding it, and now that we've got all these new cool blocks, I really want to utilize them as best I can and figure out how to incorporate them into my building. So this house, I think I did decent. I utilized most of the new blocks and I love it. I love the contrast of the mud bricks and the mangrove wood there. So I'm definitely going to be using more of that. But I really want to incorporate the stripped mangrove wood to my builds. It's got a very nice red texture. I think will look really good with medieval building. And in case you live under a rock like I do and you haven't actually seen the stripped mangrove wood, boom, you're welcome. Isn't it beautiful? I love this block and I want to use it more in my building. But on the build I want to do today, moving into the city a little more, I think I want to put it right here beside our shop. And my plans for this build is to make it another shop. So like I said way earlier in the series, I want this road here to really be the shopping district road. So this is kind of the main hub here. We got the well, we got a lot of different shops and stuff. But I want to continue this road further out this way and keep adding nice little shops along the side. And I think this stripped mangrove log is going to look excellent on a shop. So I'm sure you've already gathered about how much I love the new blocks, that I'm going to be using them. So I'm definitely going to be using the mud brick, and I'm definitely going to be using the stripped mangrove log. And I think I want to use the regular mangrove log as the roof on this build, much like I did over there. I really want to jump straight into this and build the foundations for our new building right here. And so I'm going to go ahead and tear this land way back and make a nice area that I can build. Okay, so I think that's a pretty solid foundation, a good start. So here we've got a slight off-grid diagonal, just to variate it a little bit. These can really make your builds look a lot more interesting when you just put some slight diagonals or full diagonals, whatever you want to do. I think that'll look pretty interesting there on the side. This here I think is going to be the main structure, which is going to be fully on-grid. And then here I've got a little bit of a tower that's going to come out here on the right side. Sorry about that. Please excuse the technical difficulties. Okay, so before I can start building this up, I'm going to need to go grab a bunch of mangrove wood. And this is no easy task, as the mangrove trees, I think, are the worst trees to collect wood from. So I'm going to do my best to not lose my mind, but I'm going to try and grab 10 stacks of it. Do you think that's doable? Because I don't, but let's go for it. Look at me, I'm smoking a pipe. Nailed it. Hello there, Llewellyn. Alright guys, and like 30 mangrove trees later, and this is all I have to show for it. That took me so long to get that amount of wood, and literally that's it. I'm gonna see how far this will get me. I probably need more though. I also brought my little helper along, but I don't know where he's gone. There he is. Because I was afraid that I was losing wood, so I went back and got him, and he's just been collecting it for me. So that's pretty cool. What a good help he is. You know what, buddy? I'm gonna give you a spot in this building. I said I was gonna build you and the other one a nice little home. Prison. And you've been such a big help that I think today's the day I'm gonna go ahead and give you a little spot in this build. Okay, so I think I'm gonna work from this face here and kind of work my way around and see what I come up with. Okay, so I got a little something here built up. As you can see, I've just got our foundation with our gray blocks going into our mud brick blocks, and pretty basic there on the front. I think I might connect this over, that way it kind of creates a little arch over here, which I think might look nice to kind of connect these buildings. And over here on the main structure, I'm going to bring the foundation up one more level, that way we got some different height variation here between the two attachments. And on the second story here is where I really want to incorporate the stripped mangrove log. And I'm thinking in my head that that's going to look really good, so let's go ahead and build that up. I am 110% out of dark oak wood, so let me take care of that. Okay, and so I've decided I want to do the roof of the main structure with a jungle log. Unfortunately, this is the only jungle wood that I have, and it's definitely not enough. So I figure while I'm here, I'll just grab a bunch. Okay, and we're back. So I've got a fair bit done here, just kind of getting the height in there and, you know, figuring out how tall I want everything. As you can see, the tower's kind of in shape now. I still need to figure out how I want to get the roof on there and what color I want it to be. And so I've got this mangrove wood in here on the second story of this house, and I think it looks really nice. I'm really pleased with the way that turned out. So I have got the mud brick tower in here, which I think looks really awesome. I just can't get over how much I love that block. Because this is a store here, I figure I would do like some sort of a sign. I don't know what this store exactly would be selling, so it's just empty. Also, this is something you'll see me do a lot, but you see the granite that I've got in there, the smooth granite. I think with the mud brick, it kind of goes well, and it really just looks like an added support going up the corner of the tower. I didn't do it on any of the other sides, and I think it's just a way to variate just that side of it a little bit and make it so it's not, you know, even on all sides or whatever. I think it also adds just a lot of detail and making your wall not look so flat. That almost looks like it kind of protrudes out a little bit maybe, and acts as a structure all the way up the tower. I usually do this on a lot of my towers or taller builds, as I just think it adds a lot of little detail. I think out front here I want to do a storefront. Much like this building right here, I'll just change up the colors of the wool, and it'll, I think, look a little more interesting because it's at a slight diagonal. So this will be the back here, and pretty basic. I think I want to add something coming off here, like I think it's called a lattice or something, like the thing that goes up top and there's like leaves or vines kind of hanging down. I think it's called a lattice. You guys will see what I'm talking about once I build it, but I think I want to put that out front, and then I still need to add the wall in for the slight diagonal here. So I'm going to get working on making that lattice and building up this wall, bringing the roof in and connecting it, and then working on that tower roof. Right guys, so I finished a good bit, and I just wanted to show you guys, does anything look different to you guys? Does that straight look the same? No, the answer is no. Of course, you knew this, but before, this shop building here had a little overhang with the shop front that connected those little poles there up to this overhanging roof. And I removed that because I think it helps the sightline a whole lot looking down this road, especially from this side up here. So now you can kind of see a good distance down that road, whereas before when these poles went up and we had an overhang here that kind of totally covered the blacksmith, you really could only see to like that building right there. And I'm kind of learning some of this stuff as I go on, but I think having it open like that and being able to see kind of the full length down that road really gives a nice sight line. It adds some distance in your cities, which is interesting as cities are kind of supposed to be cramped up and everything's kind of just right in front of you, right? You don't really have these long sightline distances. But I think if you can create them, it really gives a visual appeal when you're looking down your roads and just having that variation and being able to go, oh, I wonder where that road goes, and just being able to see down the long road and go, oh, I want to go explore down that way. And that goes for the same with like the church back there. You've got this large scale build in the background that really helps just add appeal to the empty spaces between some of these buildings. So I'm kind of just vocalizing what I feel like I'm learning as a builder just by building stuff up. But I think that kind of stuff can really add a lot of interest into your town or city builds. Now coming up on the house here, I've got quite a lot done. In fact, the main structure of the house is like 90% done. I got a little bit more I want to do, which I'll show you guys in a little bit. But as you can see, we got the tower up there, and I really like this gradient, so use the mangrove wood here on the bottom, and then it's kind of going into brick. Color is close, but yet really stands out, and I just think that adds a good bit of interest. I've got the shop front here. I haven't actually decided what this store is going to be selling yet. Most people probably wouldn't build a store until they knew exactly what they were selling. But not me. I'm not like most people. So we got a store here, we just don't know what it's selling. That's not important anyway. So I've connected this here, and we've got a little animal pen. I figured could be something cool in here, like a pig pen, or who knows what animals. I could put a fox or a goat in there. I'm definitely going to put a goat in there. That's a good idea. Okay, well that's decided. We're going to have a goat in here. Or a couple goats. Anyway, there's a little animal pen. We still got some of that storage up here on this, but I've just stretched it over to this side to kind of create a little bit of overhang in this animal pen and to help connect these buildings more so that it doesn't look like you can walk through that way. It kind of keeps the road flowing this way, which is what I'm trying to accomplish anyway. Hopefully that's doing that. Going around the side here, I've knocked the building down one block, and I haven't, fixed the terrain at all in this area that I've torn back. So I'm going to tear this back even more to have a nice pathway going from this road around to the back here. But I wanted to knock a layer out here just because it adds a little more variation, again, in height. As having the whole build on a flat surface, I think it looks fine, but I think it looks even better if you have the building kind of built on different layers. You can even go more extreme than this, of course, and knock this down a few layers, but I don't want it to look totally out of place, so I think one layer is going to be enough. And it just adds that little bit of height on this side, which I think looks really nice. So I'm going to clear this land and bring the road up and around to this door. And then I'm also going to bring the road all the way along, kind of following the edges of all these buildings, and then bring it along the wall here, and then around and connect it to that road, as that'll be kind of another different entrance into the town. I really love the way this build looks. I think it's really turning out well, and so well that I definitely want to do an interior on this one. I'm thinking maybe, besides it being a shop, I can actually convert this into being a second home, where I can just store some more supplies and come back here for a regroup, instead of always having to go all the way back to my main base, which is just on the other side of that forest. I just think while I'm working in this area, it'll save me some time, that I can have a little house kind of right in the midst of where I've been spending a big portion of my time. What I want to work on right now is I said I wanted to build the alleys a little prison. Don't let them hear. He's listening over there. So I think I'm going to dig this side out and have kind of a basement down here. Probably dig this, you know, down like 3 blocks and have a little doorway all the way down here. And then inside I'll have a few cells or pins for my alleys. As much as I'd love to just let them float around freely in the town, I definitely can't trust them to not wander off and completely get lost. So I think keeping them contained down here will be a nice little compromise. So I'm going to build this up. Come on, Llewellyn. We're moving you into your new home. So I've made this pretty cool little dungeon down here for our little guys. Really, not much better than a pillager outpost. In fact, the pillager outpost one might be better because at least they have a view. I'm literally putting them in prison. Oh no, he's escaping. Ah, get back! Oh, come on now. Okay, so I do have to be careful of him escaping like that, but I'm gonna go get the other one and put him in here. But yeah, this is pretty much what this room is here. And if I end up finding more along the series, I have plenty of room here to put them here, as well as I have another space here. They seem fairly rare, so I'm not really worried about overflowing in these little alleys. Here again, I kind of dipped this area down in the land a little bit to make it a basement, but also to give it that variation and being able to expose more stone and stuff down here. I think that really looks good. I'm really pleased with the way that this house has turned out. Wow, look at this view here. Not only does the back side of this house, I think, look very beautiful, look at the church and the tower popping out behind the village. I think that looks really cool. This is definitely going to be my thumbnail for the video. I think I'm going to go ahead and make this road here and bring it along the wall there and connect it up with that one. And then put some details around it. I'll probably put a cart here along the road. I think that'll look nice, making it look like it's kind of traveling over to that entrance, which is kind of the main shopping district. Of course, some bushes, some little rubble walls, things like that, just to detail this area out behind here. So I finished this road and detailing it up, and I think it's looking really cool. So let me show you guys what I've done. So for starters, I got the other alley in here, and oh, I thought he was gone for a second. They're just hanging out. You know, they're gonna be hanging out there for a long time until I need their help. But we're not gonna talk about that. So here I've gone ahead and made kind of like a little camp setup. So I took inspiration from Skyrim, the Elder Scrolls 6, I believe. They had the Khajiit caravans that traveled from town to town, and they'd set up shop and they'd sell their goods kind of just outside of town, along one of the major roads. And that's exactly what I was thinking with this. I thought it was a good use of space, it fits in there well, and so we got like an empty cart here, where they've set up this little makeshift shop that they would tear down and load back up on that cart, and then this one loaded with all their product. I really like the way that this little camp came together. It just kind of looks like a nice little trading outpost, and we got some other goods stored over here that maybe the guards or the nobles would sell to the caravans. Down the path here we got a nice little mud brick wall, Wow, that sounds really nice. For a little bit of detail and to not make these paths seem so empty, it kind of adds some interest. And then this road goes straight into the shopping district, the main shopping district of the town. Wow, I like that church a lot. I mean, I don't want to pat myself on the back, but I just think that turned out so good. Okay, well, enough tooting my own horn. Right now what I want to focus on is getting some goats for our pen. And maybe getting a few goat horns in the process. This is looking a wee bit plain. I think I could just add a little window maybe right here. Although, a few bushes never hurt either. I'm going to make it a little bit bigger down here because I think I'm going to want plenty of room. And then if I just stand here, I guess... Oh, he just tried to leave. Little scapegoat. If I just stand here, I guess eventually he'll want to buck me and I have to move out of the way and he'll hit the wall. And then he'll drop his horn. Oh man, okay. Yeah, that's pretty fast. Oh geez. Oh, I gotta be quick. Okay, let's try that again. Yes, I got him! Feel? Oh, I like that one. Oh, I like that one a lot. Oh, what a cheap shot. There he goes. Okay, you know what? I'm out of here. You're getting trapped down here, buddy. That's what you get for not cooperating. Well, won't be have to deal with that guy anymore. So I think I'm done with that. I'm gonna go ahead and grab 2 goats, maybe 3 while we're here. I just wanted to see if there was any screaming goats. I don't know exactly what the screaming goat sounds like, but it may have been that one. Okay, these guys will do. I can see the church from here. So I know that the screaming goat gives you different goat horns than the regular goats do. Come on guys, we're almost there. Alright guys, here you go. Come on in. Oh shoot, you know what I didn't think? The goats can jump right out of here. Keep them in here. And if I have to use a fence post to tie them to, then I will. But if we can make something that looks cool-ish and keeps them inside, and how does that look? They're getting out as I talk. Actually, I don't hate that. Nope, you come back. Now I've got to figure this front part out. Not the prettiest thing, but it is goat proof now. In real life, goats are my favorite animal, so I really don't want to lose any of these guys. We've got a special attachment. Anyways, that's probably going to do it for this episode. Next episode, I don't know all exactly what I'm going to do, but I'm definitely going to do the interior of this building and make it very survival friendly so that I can use this as at least a backup base from my main base just on the other side there. So I really like the way that this build turned out. I'm just super happy with it. And I really like this road, the caravan and stuff. I think all the progress today was good progress. Ow. Well, that's going to do it for me, guys. If you haven't already, please like and leave a comment. I do appreciate those. And I like the feedback. Alright, guys. See ya.